You are listening to ZTO Radio.
And if you believe in flat Earth, go to the freaking edge, take a picture.
What we do is take everybody who thinks Earth is flat and launch them into space.
There you go.
And then wonder whether we got budget to bring them back, right? Send them around Earth a few times, and then only when the last of them agrees do we then agree to bring them back.
Welcome to ZTO Radio. I'm Frank, and I'm here with Scott and Ray McGuff. How you guys doing?
Hello.
On the hotline.
On the hotline. Right off the top, I just wanted to bring up some of my personal business. I recently moved 3 televisions into the same room to accommodate all of my video game consoles.
Yeah.
Is that normal? Is that all right?
No, it's okay. I have in the second room over here. There's a big giant TV. That was I had it given to me,
right?
And a tube TV with the curved front, so you can play
old
like
games.
Duck Hunt
Yeah.
and old games.
Yeah.
You have to have a curved screen. I don't know if anybody knew this, but you do.
It is true.
The gun does not work on a flat screen.
But anyway,
I'm sorry I missed all of that. I just spilled Kool-Aid all over myself.
Fuck.
No, just kidding.
So, what's been going on, Ray? Over in Cologne?
Not too much. I don't have 3 TVs like you guys. I've got one. Yeah. I have a lot of stuff hooked up to it: a Super Nintendo, a PS4, and my computer. But
I figured I have all these fucking things now. You know, I got like a PS3. I've got an Xbox 360. I've got all these old school consoles that are really a pain in the ass to hook into the same TV. Really, so it's like,
wow, where'd you get all those from? Whose house did you rob?
I've been slowly building a collection of useless, pointless things for the past probably 10 years or so. I have the dumbest video game consoles anyone could own. I'm not current with anything, of course. We just got a PlayStation 3, and it's like 2000, the year 2000 at our house now. So, but what have you been playing on the video games? I know you're always posting things on the internet about video games and whatnot, Ray.
Yeah, I'm currently replaying the remastered version of Shadow of the Colossus. I just beat Colossi number 10 tonight, so I've got 6 more to go. But I haven't played this game since PS2 days, I think it was. And I defeated it in a month in those days, and it looks like I'll probably beat it here in the next week. So it'll be 3 weeks on this one. But they really upped the graphics on it. It looks amazing. It's insane. And we're talking about, when you get to these monsters, they're the entire screen,
right? Yeah,
like your entire screen. It's insane.
I remember playing it on the PS2. I think I had it, and you're right. Those battles are incredibly fun to play, but I just wish there was smaller battles, like throughout the realm. But that's just, I always...
Yeah, about the only excitement you get, because some of the stuff's like a half an hour horse ride.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Tonight took me half an hour.
But they do make it really cinematic, so it does look really cool.
It looks like a movie in parts, and there are little things you can stop off. I don't know if you know this, but you have a bow and arrow, and like if you see like lizards or birds flying, you can stop and shoot them, and then if you eat them, it gives you like more power bar stuff on your power bar. So I found that out. And there's also there's like 20 hidden coins, and if you find all those, there's a hidden sword in the game too. I found out, but I've only found 5 coins.
That's some VIP game secrets right here on ZTO Radio. Check it out. I actually, we got that PS3, and I'm behind so fucking bad on video games. Playing that, what's that? The Nightmare Within or whatever. What the fuck? The Fear Within? What is the fucking game?
Oh, Evil Within.
Yeah,
Part 2.
Yeah, it's the first one. I never played that one.
Oh,
and it's crazy as fuck, man. I'm looking forward to all the other shit I haven't played yet. So I like being behind, I guess. Because then by the time I get to the console, everything's so fucking cheap, and then I can just, you know, get all these games for like $20 or whatever. You know,
Yeah, are you guys like sick of how much things cost? Like,
yeah.
I really wanted to get a Nintendo Switch after Christmas for my birthday, you know, and because I really love The Legend of Zelda. It's like one of my all-time favorite franchises, and this new one looks fucking amazing. And I went to go buy it online. It's like $400.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you $400 for something that just plays video games.
Well, that was the thing with when the original shitty ass Wii came out. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's so reasonably priced." I bought the motherfucker, and I had to buy all this other shit that rounded up to about $350 altogether, I believe, just to be able. You know, you had to buy the nunchuck things, and you had to buy everything separately. So it's like, what the fuck ever. One thing I'm really irritated by is this PlayStation 3 is a new thing for me. I'm PlayStation 2 era, and all this goddamn loading. You want to play a new game, boy, you get a new game, you're ready to go, you're ready to fucking pop that motherfucker in and just play it, and you gotta wait at least like 20 minutes for the goddamn thing to fucking load up. I don't understand that. What happened?
Yeah, my PS4 does that every time I turn it on. Every time I turn it on, I'm like, oh, even if I just want to watch Netflix for a few minutes, I go to hit Netflix this afternoon, and it's like, oh, sorry, there's a new version that has to load. It took 15 minutes. And I'm like, by the time it was done, I didn't give a fuck.
It takes the government a little while to download all your info. Okay? Give them time. Don't expect them to do that in like a second. You know, they need a little bit of time.
What do you guys think about those? Have you heard about the Alexas that are laughing at people? Have you heard about that?
Oh, dude, I think if that was somebody that wrote a line of code, like just imagine you're a nerd and you're working on this thing and you're like, 5 years from now, this line of code's going to hit and all these things are going to laugh like scary children in the middle of the night. That guy should be lifted up on our shoulders as a comic genius.
Along with the guy that quit Twitter and then deleted Trump's account for like a day or two.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
on his way out the door. That's those people are national heroes.
Yeah. Speaking of Trump, he's going to meet with Kim Jong-un soon. Ray, I wanted to see if you could speculate on what might occur when they meet, because I said on the internet that I think they'll just rub their little titties together and just rub them together and get some nice moisture happening, and maybe they'll just absorb into one shitty human pile of human flesh.
I feel like there's going to be a room full of people, and there'll be a translator there, right? And Donald Trump will say something about how great he is, and then the translator will translate that to Kim Jong, and Kim Jong will then say amazing things about himself, and then the translator will translate that back. And by the end of it, nothing will have changed.
No, I thought maybe
they're not gonna shake hands. I'm predicting that. No, I think that
maybe like a Mars Attacks.
No physical
you remember
contact.
Mars Attacks when the alien lands, and then everybody's like, they release those doves, and then the alien. Trump's the alien. And he's going to land, and maybe they're just going to ambush him that way, because he did say he would run into that school to save those children. So maybe he's going to just strap a fucking, what's that thing called with the bullets? What's that called?
Yeah.
Strap some bullets on himself. Go in there like fucking Rambo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bandolier.
Oh, bandolier.
Oh, bandolier. Yeah. I wanted to use vocabulary, but I didn't have it. I didn't have it locked and loaded.
I always had to think about it for a second.
But anyways, let's take a break and listen to some music. Up first, I want to play Ghost Town Railroad, and then followed up by some Negative to Positive. We'll be right back.
Sit in my apartment 4 a.m. and I got nothing to say to you, 'cause I'm all wrapped up inside. I find numbers corresponding, letters need an upgrade, I suppose you do too. Guess I know the reason why. I could be brave, but I'll be safe. So you sit sighing, your status is feeling confused. Wish I could say something that makes a little more sense to you, with a few less spell check rules, yeah. But I'll never give another reason other than a simple little subtle explanation that's vague and bulletproof. Maybe we don't ever know a way to say it, but we know the voices are a little important when there's nothing left to lose. And if you can't add it up, maybe you shouldn't have it. And if you can't give it up, maybe you shouldn't ask it. Ask it, no. It doesn't matter what you say, if it's just a turn of phrase. Doesn't matter what you say, if it's just some words on a modern day page. Oh no, oh no. Draw back the curtains, look at the real world and see the light is breaking through. But it looks so cold outside, I shut down the laptop, turn off my phone. Time to downgrade to a coat and my shoes. Time to get the keys and drive out, up to your place. What do I say? The car stereo has no advice to give to me. In any case, what do I say when we set it all on a modern day page? A modern day page. But I'll never give another reason other than a simple little subtle explanation that's vague and bulletproof. Maybe we don't ever know a way to say it, but we know the voices are a little important when there's nothing left to lose. And if you can't add it up, maybe you shouldn't have it. And if you can't give it up, maybe you shouldn't ask it. Ask it, no. It doesn't matter what you say, if it's just a turn of phrase. Doesn't matter what you say, if it's just some words on a modern day page. It doesn't matter what you say, if it's just a turn of phrase. Doesn't matter what you say, if it's just some words on a modern day page. Oh no, oh no.
Funny how we misinterpret words without inflection just to suit our life.
Never really think about the fact that you're one crazy lady out of my mind. Out of my mind. Now the time. Out of my mind. Now the words to type. It doesn't matter what you say, if it's just a turn of phrase. Doesn't matter what you say, if it's just some words on a modern day page. It doesn't matter what you I see? It's just my future standing right in front of me. We all need to take time, what we wanna hear. It's yours, it's mine, everything is going to time. Meaning of this life, what is truly real? What is truly real? It's truly real, yeah. Waiting for yesterday, it's already gone. Waiting for yesterday, why don't you get along? 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 Look at all the people. What do I see? It's all the problems and everything in between. We all need to take time from what we wanna hear. It's yours, it's mine, everything is going to time. Meaning of this life, what is truly real? What is truly real? It's truly real, yeah. Waiting for yesterday, it's already gone. Waiting for yesterday, why don't you get along? Why don't you get Waiting for yesterday, it's already gone. It's already gone.
And we're back. I hope you enjoyed that music. It was
Good tones.
good music for you.
No, I like the Ghost Town Railroad a lot, but I'm also a really big fan of the Spectre Station. Oh fuck! I forgot that. I forgot. Was it? I can't remember
what it was
Damn
either. Ray had this whole bit parodying Derek Collins from the Ghost Town Railroad. It was pretty funny. Kind of an inside joke, but I enjoyed it.
Spectre City Bus Route. That's what it was.
Oh yeah. But so you know, I'm glad to be back here on ZTO Radio. I want to send out my thoughts and prayers to you, Ray, and I want to send my thoughts and prayers out to you, Scott, because that's what we do in a time like this. And I think we can all agree that this is God's plan, right?
Of course.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
I heard somebody say that recently, God's plan, and I'm like, what kind of batshit crazy fucking God would plan this out like this? It doesn't make any sense. It's scattershot.
It's all part of his master plan to take us back to zero.
Oh yeah,
and start over.
Yeah, he couldn't just hit the reset button.
Because don't you guys know that the Constitution was handed down to the founding fathers by Jesus Christ?
Yes, I think I heard that from the mountaintops of Galilee.
Yeah, I believe so. It was Galilee, Washington, I believe.
The God's plan.
God's
He would
plan.
have to be pretty masochistic to have a
then
plan like that.
Like I was talking to my wife about it the other day. I was like, if this is God's plan, he's an insane sadist. Like, for real. Like, okay, like I picture he has like a henchman that's there with him all the time.
Yeah.
Yes, you would.
Like
If
a
you're
map
an
of the Earth. Too.
Yeah, if
you
you're
know
an
what I mean?
all-powerful being,
Yeah.
like time bandits. If there is a plan, and this is the plan, we're living in it, God is like the bad dude from Time Bandits. He's got like a sidekick henchman that is, I don't know if we should maybe do this, God. You think we should make gay people and then condemn them to burn? Yes, we must do it. We must do it. And he punishes his own assistant.
Yeah. I go ahead, Ray.
Yeah. Oh, no, I was just going to say, I kind of imagine that he's just in this, like, boardroom with all these maps and diagrams, and they're all connected with, like, silly string, you know? And he's like, you know, it's kind of like that Charlie Day episode where he's trying to figure out the big mystery. You know, he's just like, and this is what, and then we build a platypus, see? And then that starts this happening. And it's just like this master plan, and he's the only one that gets it.
Yeah, and like, down to like the little shit, like where, like, you know, God's laying on that Saturday morning creating things, and he's like, hey, you know, I'm going to make a little wasp that what it does is it waits on this other bug to leave its nest, and then it infests it with larvae. Like, there's no plan here, man.
Well, you know, my answer to that is your Christian counterpart would be that you don't have to understand it.
It's God's plan.
It's because it's God's plan.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to understand why He made 1,000 different species of beetles on one little island. You don't have to do all that. But what I like is when it comes to God's plan and people that you know, go on TV and promote that shit. When you talk about a theocracy, well, we don't want a theocracy. We don't want to say that Jesus helped the poor. We don't want to help the poor, but we can legislate getting gay people kicked out of places. We can legislate abortion laws because of our religion. We feel it deep down inside, but as a society, we're like, well, Jesus was really big on helping the poor. Like, that was his thing. Oh, no, we're not a theocracy, guys. We're not. We don't put our religious beliefs into politics.
People are crazy.
What? Huh?
Yeah, the people are insane based on the fact that things like the flat Earth theory is out there. Every single airplane pilot on the face of the planet would have to be in agreement to just fucking go along with that shit for that to be a thing.
Well, they're saying if you...
Well, you know, that's on the rise, too. That I read the other day that there's more and more people that are believing this flat Earth theory. And it just makes no sense. Like, we have satellites in space right now that are being, you know, the data is being sent back to Earth, and it is in a circular orbit.
But they have a comeback for that. See, anything you say, they got. I don't know if it's programmed. I don't know if it's like the Flat Earth Center. You know, they got their own like place they all gather.
Oh, they certainly have a building someplace.
They have a counter argument for everything. All that stuff you say. If you're like, well, I've been in a plane. I've seen the Atlantic Ocean from a plane at whatever 30,000 feet. I can't see Europe. If it was flat Earth, it was perfectly, you know. And you get out a boat and go out in the middle of the ocean. You can't see anything on all sides because the Earth is spherical. But that's not enough. Everything you bring up, they're like, well, that's because of this. And then there's a big ice ring around the whole thing that keeps all the water in. Duh. And a glass dome over the top.
Why are people why are people willing to die on this mountaintop? I don't understand why they're going.
You look like the guy that is he's gonna launch his rocket up.
Yeah, we talked about that on Strange Findings. Actually. Yeah.
And
did he ever do that, Ray?
Last time I knew, he
got that guy that was gonna fire his own rocket off. That we talked about on Strange Findings, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so.
Did he ever launch off? I know he was supposed to that one day,
think
but
so.
then
Because
He kept delaying it. I don't think he's done it recently. Not that I've heard.
well,
recently.
we would hear the headline: "Flat Earth theorist dies in fiery crash." That would be the headline.
Yeah.
So if he succeeded,
that's
it
true.
would be a snowball chance in hell that he could actually come back and let alone prove anything.
I had a guy. I'm not kidding you guys. I sit behind a little wall at my job. Like there's a little divider, and there's these like regular collectors, and they're like in their 20s in front of me, right? And I heard a kid say this. I swear to God, the other day he goes, "You can't. There's nothing you could tell me that's going to make me believe that the Earth is round, because I don't believe nothing. You can't even tell me how the pyramids were built."
all right.
And I was like, okay, pal. You know what I mean? How does that correlate? It doesn't. You're a fucking idiot. In that instance, the people that believe that are so dumb that you're never going to get through them. So I'm just, from here on out, I'm going to agree with them. I'm going to be like, yeah, that's right. I heard on the underside of the Earth, that's where the dinosaurs are. That's where they migrated to.
Yeah.
I'm just
going to make shit up.
I'm going to start telling
if we're going to make shit up.
Hey, if you eat your own semen, you'll live forever. That's just
Right.
what Alex Jones said. I don't know. Anyways, let's listen to some more music. I've got Electro Cult Circus coming up and Dominic Francesco.
We're moving to
My eyes have seen the dawn.
It's a little song about heaven and hell. I've never been good at geography or directions, but I at least know I'm in between two vast oceans, and you can make me close my eyes and spin me in circles, but no matter which way you turn me, I'm stuck right here. Yeah, I'm stuck right here between heaven and hell, and I can't make up my mind, and I think I'll be here a while, so I better make use of my time. Between heaven and hell, and I can't make up my mind. Oh no, and I think I'll be here a while, so I better make use of my time. A lot of people told me to spend my time here wisely, but to tell you the truth, I'm not sure what that means. Yeah, you make me laugh, I make you smile. That ain't something, then no, why am I here? Yeah, I'm stuck right here between heaven and hell, and I can't make up my mind. Oh no, I think I'll be here a while, so I better make use of my time. Walk the same path as me, but I choose to be happy. Yeah, I'm stuck right here between heaven and hell, and I can't make up my mind. And I think I'll be here a while, so I guess I'll sing this one more time. Right here between heaven and hell, and I can't make up my mind, and I think I'll be here a while, so I better make use of my time. Thank you.
Okay, man, we are back from that musical break.
It was a quick musical break.
Oh, well, I mean, in our time.
Oh, wait, radio time.
Yeah, radio time.
That was a lot of music.
It's a lot of music. I was wondering if you guys... Do you know where you apply to become a crisis actor? Because I saw that's a thing you can do now.
I think you just call CNN.
CNN does it? Is that who hires?
Yeah, you just call CNN and you're like...
They do all the hiring and the firing.
Oh, of course.
Okay. Well,
yeah, I think you just like blend in. Like a crisis actor is kind of like a spy, like a spy from the old days. You just go somewhere and you blend in, and then one day you just start screaming, "The man's got a gun!" And then you run out of the building, and everybody runs out, and then you go, "End scene."
Thank you. I'll see you next month at our monthly shooting.
Yeah.
It is nice to see some movement for reform. So I forget was it Florida that Florida had. Was there another state too?
Yeah, there were two states. I can't remember what the other one. Arizona, maybe something. Maybe I could be wrong on that. But there were two states that made some good strides in the last couple of weeks. But you know what are we doing? You know, like here we are. Another batch of kids are dead, and we're still having the same fucking discussions. This thing should have been a 21 and up thing to begin with. There should already be licensing. There should already be requirements. But because the NRA gives money to Marco Rubio, the guy that's in charge down there, we're we're supposed to just forget that these guys, these politicians, they're just taking money from corporations.
What about your
and
Second
doing their
Amendment
bidding.
rights? Why don't we just ban? Why don't we just ban trucks? Okay, trucks kill people. Why don't we
You
just
got to look
ban
at it like
trucks?
this way, guys. This is what I recently put this together. Do you remember a time whenever, like, let's say your parents, you're like, Mom, Dad, let's get a CD player. It's the music of the future, and they're like, we don't need a damn CD player, or we don't need a damn DVD player. Anything pushing new technology onto your parents. Did you ever have a problem with that at all in your house when you were a kid?
No, well, my dad sold electronics, so he was always bringing. We had a laser disc player.
Oh shit!
At one time.
Well, you had it made, but my mom and dad. I remember when the internet was a thing. We were using it in school all the time, and I'm like, Mom, we should get internet for home so we can use the internet here. We don't have to go to a library or, something like that. And that's just a thing. That'll be gone. Whatever. Now it's the only thing. It's in everything. It's in everybody's pocket.
Yeah, we can't even run our company at my job if the internet goes down. Like literally,
most businesses can't. But talking to our government and people that. It's like the same thing. Working those progressive ideas into government is like trying to talk your parents into buying a DVD player in the 90s. It's just a little bit difficult.
Yeah,
they don't quite understand why it's important.
It's not the same thing. All I want to do is get people that believe in the Second Amendment with all their heart. There's nothing wrong with that. But like, take one or two of the fucks that you give, because you give like 100,000 fucks about the Second Amendment. Give a couple of those to the Fourth, the Fifth, the one about cruel and unusual punishment. Because we're still torturing people in executions.
You never see anybody hanging their hat on that one.
Taking people's possessions without even charging them with a crime called civil forfeiture. We do that all the time. The government seizes more property than is actually stolen by robbers.
Yeah.
So we do that. That's against the actual Bill of Rights, not the later amendments, but the Bill of Rights, and that's important to people. Freedom of speech, and then your Second Amendment. But what about this other stuff? Just due process? Nah, we'll just call them a terrorist and lock them up. No, that's important. That's really important.
I'd love to see, like,
give a couple fucks to that stuff.
At one of these rallies, at any one of these rallies, just one guy that's like got a sign, due process, 2018. Let's do it, guys. Due process. That's this whole thing.
Well, what I don't understand either is why do we as Americans feel like we have the right to shoot people anyways?
Oh, I don't know.
Like we feel like we're the only country that I know of that's not a backwater country, but like a civilized nation that's in the top 3, and we're the only one that's going around going, hey, listen, you can do whatever you want to do, but if you come on my property, I'm going to fucking murder you, and that's in my rights. I don't understand why we gave that right to begin with. I guess in the 1800s, maybe you had to shoot bandits.
Yeah. Back then, they killed...
Nowadays, we have a police force that fucking
they kill buffalo just to starve Native Americans.
Yeah.
So... Really, we've come a long way since then, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's the stuff we used to do. We used to just, hey, let's just kill all the buffalo. You just shoot them. What would you take the meat? No, just leave them there. Yeah.
I just
leave the meat.
I think that
let them rot.
I've heard so many people say, if you break into my house, try to steal my shit, I'll fucking shoot your ass. I'm like, first of all, why you go straight to shooting them? Why wouldn't you try to fight them first? Because most people aren't going to try to steal a fucking TV with a gun in their pocket. They're not doing that. They're thieves. They're not murderers. They're not trying to kill you. They just want your shit. They probably just want drugs. They're probably really weak. You can knock them down.
Baseball bat is much better in a closed environment.
Most of these people are probably drug addicts. They're not fucking strong. They're fucking weak as shit. They're strung out on heroin. Let's get this shit together.
Right. In my experience, you can frighten them away just by screaming. Yeah. Just run and scream. And they go. They just run like cockroaches.
Yeah. Well, do you live in an apartment complex, Ray? Or next to other people? I do. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, if you do, then how much is their right to have a gun more so than your right to not get shot through the walls? When they just they see a shadow in the middle of the night and they just start firing, pop, 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 with thin walls, and
Yeah.
People get
Well,
killed.
you know,
a lot
you
of
guys-
people
I
get
don't
killed
know.
every year from stupid shit just like that. And they call it accidental.
Well, I don't. Right, and I don't know if you know this, Scott. I think I told Frank this before, but my last place I lived, the neighbor across the hall, he got murdered.
Yeah.
Like, shot to death.
I remember you saying that.
I went to go get groceries, yeah. And I came back, and as I'm leaving, there's this pretty lady standing in our hallway smoking a cigarette right by his door. I said, "Hey, how's it going?" And I went on, came back with my groceries, and there's a crime scene, and, like, blood all over, and, like, so, I mean... You know, I've lived in a place where somebody got shot to death.
That is crazy.
Guns are frightening,
Yes.
man. I've never seen something like that in my life. I never want to see it again. You know?
It's terrible. Anyways, guns are terrible. Let's get some music in our system so we can clean ourselves of these impurities. Up next, we have Damn the Witch Siren and Cloudkicker. we're back. I have a 3-legged dog now. That's where we're starting off with this section.
Wow.
I have a 3-legged dog now. It's different. They found cancer in her foot, and they cut her toe off. And then they found cancer in the bone, splitting the bone. So we had to cut the whole leg off up to her side. It is crazy.
How do you do that? Like, we're like, does that cost money?
Oh yeah, it costs money. It costs a lot of money.
Oh shit!
It costs so fucking much money that I could buy 4 or 5 like licensed fucking beagles or something like that at this point. But luckily, our tax return paid for most of it. So, and then credit cards. God, that's fucking credit cards. We just paid off the motherfucker, and then this happened. But the thing I'm wondering is why it costs so much, to cut off a thing, and then they don't even give you the fucking thing they cut off. I asked where
and it's not a person either. Why would it cost that much money?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like
I said, why does it cost this much when I guarantee you I know one motherfucking dude that I could pay like $20 to, and he'd cut the fucking leg off.
The Humane Society, Wyandotte County, cuts the balls off for $25.
Yeah, why is the leg
cuts a ball?
I know you got.
And they don't give you the balls either.
Well, I asked. I said, "Where's the leg?" Because not that I want to do anything weird with it, but technically it's still our fucking property, right?
Yeah.
Like why do they get to keep it? What if I wanted to do something like bury it properly, show the dog that it's losing it? Here's your leg. You're no longer going to have this. Because as far as
what are you going to keep?
Well,
going to keep it around?
No, maybe
taxiderm it.
Every time the dog's bad,
and then you could make a little rabbit's foot
now
out
maybe
of it.
I sound like a fucking millennial here, but I maybe this dog thought it was going on a car trip. It's dumb as fuck. It's stupid. It's like, all right, we're gonna go. Let's go. And it was happy the whole time, and then we just leave it there for 2 days, and they cut its fucking leg off. But they cut its leg off while it's asleep, and so then it wakes up and there's no leg there, and it's like, what the fuck? This is weird. I don't have a leg there anymore. And then like to not ever see it again. It's just gone. A mystery to this dog. At least I could show it to it and be like, make a face like sorry or shrug my shoulders. Maybe there would be some connection there.
Now for the rest of its life, it's gonna every time it has a health issue, it's gonna try to hide it.
Yeah.
So that you guys don't take it.
It's gonna think,
my other leg hurts a little bit. No, I'm not fucking. I'm gonna make sure I don't limp. Every time I get my other leg cut off.
Like, come on, puppy. We're going to go on a car ride. Fuck you, bitch. You cut my leg off.
Was it a hind?
Front. It's a front leg. I said we should just cut one of the back ones off, the opposite one that's catty corner from it, so that then it has to like do this weird crab walk, like hop. Like what's that guy without legs that's in the Olympics that killed the bitch? What was his name? I shouldn't say bitch. That's rude. She's a dead lady, but that guy Pistorius or whatever.
Pistorius.
My dog would be like a Pistorius type thing. But probably more like
only your dog wouldn't accidentally kill his girlfriend.
Yeah, that's true.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, but I
no, he was convicted.
That's right.
This whole thing, though, with this dog and how expensive it was, it makes me wonder why it's so expensive. Because, like, I know you're doing a procedure, but for God's sakes. $600 to cut a leg off? That's excessive.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
That's excessive. And all the drugs are overpriced too. That's something we need to fucking evaluate. There needs to be a cap on fucking how much these pharmaceutical companies can charge for drugs, because it's outlandish. Criminal.
Martin Scarelli is going away.
Oh yeah, for 7 years or something like that.
Got a couple years out of that whole deal.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Fuck that dude.
Pharma bro. Yeah. 7 years, I heard he cried like a bitch when they announced it.
He deserves it.
I bet he didn't have that smug look in his face when they fucking judge slammed that gavel down, did they?
Yeah.
I hope the first time he gets raped in there, that the guy, since he's a Wu-Tang fan, he gets done and he just throws up the Wu sign and walks out.
But hey, let's get into some more music here, guys. That's what we do. We play the local music of Ohio and the region. And we got some Suck the Honey coming up, along with some Mississippi Bones. And we'll be right back.
Still think about you. Thought I might call you up. Still got your number. Part of me never gave up. Do you remember how we were so in love? Can we forget it? How things got so fucked up. Just wanna hear your voice. Come on and do your worst. Deep in the pain is love, and you know right where it hurts. You know where it hurts. You know where it hurts. We all know where it hurts. We all know where it hurts. You know right 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 where it hurts. We all know where it hurts. We all know where it hurts. We know right where it hurts. We all know right where it hurts. Look at my eyes, I'm gonna cry. Covered in hate, I am alive. Say it again, never be friends. This is our song, and this is the end. Look at my eyes, I'm gonna cry. Covered in hate, I am alive. Say it again, we'll never be friends. This is our song, and this is the end. Nothing has changed, and it never will. Another apology, come get your fill. Don't you still hate me as much as you did? Why am I so surprised? You still want me dead. I'm starting to feel it way deep down inside. The love that I felt from you was just a lie. Pain in my heart, hanging on by a thread. What the fuck did you do to my head? with the FBI or CIA, they were watching me. 'Cause I know secrets that they've been keeping. And I've been a dangerous man if I've been speaking or watching me with eyes unblinking. So I gotta keep moving on. All around me up in area 51. With Harvard's brain that fell from space, we're getting my control juju up on my brain. And if you knew what I knew, you'd be careful to say coming, baby. Got no home, got no home, got nowhere to rest these bones. Fake my death, got nothing left. Ain't no place for me to rest. Got no home, got no home, got nowhere to rest these bones. Fake my death, got nothing left. Ain't no place for me to rest. Got no home, got no home, got nowhere to rest these bones. Fake my death, got nothing left. Ain't no place for me to rest.
We're back.
Back. Rockin' music.
Yeah. I wanted to do it. Go ahead and get some promotions in here. Ray, you got a comedy show coming up, don't you?
I sure do. Columbus, Ohio, March 31st. It's a Saturday starting at 8 p.m. It's called Bookies.
Yeah.
And it's Bookies Roadhouse. It is by the casino here in Columbus. I'm on the bill with also ZTO TVs JT Farva and Misty Johnson Calculator, as I call her, Misty Johnson Clucas. But also 5 other comedians that are, I looked them up, they're pretty impressive.
I think
so it's gonna be a big show.
Aaron Phillips is on there. He'll be on the Gromy show. We have a Gromy show on the 31st too. If you guys are in our area of Ohio, we'll be doing a show there. And that night, I wish I would have wrote down the bands. There's a mess of bands. Dale Yaz playing. Screaming for Milo. Oh God, I'm sorry guys, I can't remember all the bands, but there's a bunch of them. And then we have was it April 8th? Is that the comedy show?
Yeah, then we have the April 8th show
at the Beer Vault over there in Bell Fountain, which we're also working on doing a horror movie night at the Beer Vault. I'll be going over and talking to them tomorrow with William Adams and Barbara Adams of Adams Entertainment and Photography. And they will hopefully be hosting it in their various characters. They do a lot of horror movie stuff, so they have some cool ideas floating around. So we got lots of stuff going on. Check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/ZTOTV. Of course, listen. I was just gonna say, listen to all of our stuff on iTunes. Just look up ZTO TV or Podbean, ZTO TV everywhere, all over the place. Hashtag it up your ass. Now, what were you gonna say, Ray?
I'm saying I'm really excited about these 2 comedy shows, man. I've got a tight 10 set ready to go for the March 31st show, and then an extra 15 for the April 8th show. And I've been working on it. I'm really excited about getting back out there. I'm excited about not having to set up a show.
Yeah, that is.
And I don't know if you saw this, Frank, but did you see that Sloopy's were at Galloway, where I used to do a bunch of shows? Their place got destroyed.
Yeah. There was like a truck that drove through the front end. They tried to steal the ATM machine, like the fucking Trailer Park Boys. That is some total Trailer Park Boys shit. It looked like they really trashed the place too, like fucking.
Oh, it's fucked. That place is.
It's
fucked,
not going to open back up.
I
don't assume, because
I don't think so, but maybe they will. Well, I'll have to wait and see. But
That's crazy damage.
I have to imagine at some point Farva and I are going to reach out to them and see what's up, and see if there's a new place ever we can maybe get a show set up. But I don't want to do that part of it anymore.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would for that. That's what I was trying to tell you guys earlier. Is like setting up shows, and I'm sure you guys have both dealt with this. Is the worst fucking thing ever.
Yeah.
Like that's. To me, it was making me sick. That's why I had to stop doing it. So, I mean, I just couldn't do it.
Unless things fall into place the right way, it is a pain in the ass.
Yeah. I really liked this. I called this dude up. Misty knows him. Called him up. He's like, "Oh yeah, man, I'd love to put you on the bill." That was easy. That's all I want. I'll show up and do my thing and be leaving.
And hopefully, this is going to be a year of us doing a lot of things, I think. And hopefully we'll have our regular shows at Gromy's. Hopefully we'll start having some regular weird ass shows at the beer vault over there. And then I want to get into the Tree Bar more, and maybe even Brew Fountain, some of these other bars. There's a new rock club in Findlay that's starting to become a thing. I think they're called the All American Rock Club or something like that. There's a lot of venues popping up. A lot of people doing a lot of things. I just hope people go out and support them so we can keep doing it. Just support local people. Everybody's doing stuff. Just pay attention. That's really all it takes. There's plenty of things to do. I hate it. Motherfuckers say all the time, there's nothing to do in Ohio, but god damn it, I see shit all the time that if I could turn myself into like 6 different people, I would be able to go to these things and do all these things. Because there's shit happening literally all the time. Columbus, the area, anywhere around here. You just have to keep your eyes out. That's it. But any final words, gentlemen, before we wrap this episode up?
Saskatchewan.
Yes.
Oh, what did you say, Saskatchewan?
Saskatchewan.
Okay. What were you, Ray?
Oh, I was just going to say I've got my new books done, and it's done with the editing part. Now I have the rewrites, and then one more round of editing with another person that's going to check the grammar. So that should be out at the end of March, 1st of April.
And what's the title on that?
The title is A Crimson Autumn. Tales of Spirits, Monsters, and Mayhem.
Ooh.
And I've done a lot of different little things. I think it'll be interesting. I think people should check it out. But that'll be available on Amazon.com. You can also check out my other 2 books. I have This Recurring Dream and a collection of short stories called Farewell Forever under Randall Woten. That's Woten.
Yeah. Before we go, I had this written down. You're a big comic book fan, Randy. You probably
Yes.
loved that Wonder Woman movie, right?
I thought it was fantastic.
Okay, what do you think about Kristen Wiig playing the cheetah in the sequel?
Well, here's my feeling on it. I think it's terrible.
Yeah.
But here's the overall thing, because if I think back on all the people that I've naysayed that have actually been good in these movies, then I kind of have busted my own balls several times. Like Heath Ledger, when they first announced he was going to play the Joker, I was like, get the fuck out of here, Knight's Tale.
But this is a little bit... This is going to sound sexist of me, of course, but I sound that way a lot of times.
Yeah.
But the cheetah is like a naked chick, right? Like, basically.
Yeah. She's basically, you're right, she's just in a cheetah print.
Yeah.
In the comics and in the... she's basically a cheetah
but also,
with a female
like
face,
a really sexy cheetah. Like...
Well, yeah, I mean, if you were going around going, yeah, I'm gonna fuck that, that she's very
I just
sexy.
don't think that Kristen Wiig has the physical attributes to...
Yeah, you'll get your mind blown, too.
I don't think
you know
so.
how Hollywood actors, they morph their bodies.
I don't think so. I've seen her all sexed up before, and it's like not...
Well,
they need to find a...
Like, here's a good example. Jennifer Lawrence in these new X-Men movies is Mystique, and she's on the blue body
she's
paint.
always had a body that's like really athletic and stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. She looks banging because she's got the attributes.
Yeah.
But you're right. I don't know how they're going to enhance Kristen Wiig. I mean, they'll have to first, shorten that face of hers a little.
Well, she doesn't have muscles. She has like little skinny arms. Like, all I think of is her as the Target lady on SNL. She's not like a big woman that would fight she fights Wonder Woman, right? Like, I don't know the character. I almost called it a cartoon character. I don't know the cartoon. No, I don't know the character really, but I did look it up whenever I saw she was playing her, and I was like, "What is the? How is that going to work?" Yeah. Because it does look like an athletic, like in the girl that plays Wonder Woman. She's like really athletic, right? She's like
right. Yeah. Oh yeah, she's Gal Gadot. Yeah, she was in the Israeli army.
Wasn't she? Was she a gladiator? Was she on the American Gladiators?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't think so. She was from what I understand, she was a model, and then she was almost done with modeling. Like her contract was about out, and her agent sent her to Zack Snyder, who directed Man of Steel for some part, and he met her and liked her, and then he cast her as Wonder Woman for the later stuff. So it was just by chance that she got into acting. But yeah, I mean, look at her compared to Kristen Wiig. I mean, that chick has clearly been working out her whole life, you know. But I'm not saying anything bad about Kristen Wiig. She's very fit, and she's not a imposing figure.
Wiig is a good actress. She could pull the role off, but I'm thinking like physically, she doesn't look like a superhero. Of course, they could just CGI the fuck out of her and make her look all jacked as shit, I guess. But.
Yeah, but did you see what they did with... I haven't seen Justice League yet, but I seen what they did to Superman for Justice League.
Oh, I saw it. It was fucking awful.
It was awful, wasn't it?
It was.
Henry Cavill had a mustache. Remember I was showing you the Mission Impossible? Yeah. Well, Paramount had a deal where he couldn't shave his mustache. So they had to take it out digitally.
Oh my God.
He did the Superman, he had a scrubbly beard and a mustache, and it's horrible.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
And I'm telling you guys, I saw that. I've seen that movie twice now. It is a abomination. Wow. It's a clear cash grab. Two separate people's visions were smashed together so that those fucking executives could get their $18 million bonuses instead of letting the guy try to finish it over the following year.
DC
it is a travesty.
DC has one good movie, right? Like Wonder Woman, and that's it.
Honestly, I like Wonder Woman, and I think that the end of Batman versus Superman's good. Like the last 45 minutes. Yeah. That's it.
Well, there you have it. That's some comic book talk here at the end of the show. I have been Frank. I will continue to be. This is Scott and old Ray McGuff.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah. We will talk to you again sometime.
All right.
ZTO.
Later, guys.
Signing off.
No, you stupid motherfuckers. This is a ZTO TV podcast.